just Meghan Markle's stage. We're expected to buy it. But she said she was in the trenches. She alludes to being in the trenches when she was in the British royal family. Girl, you lived in a castle. Like, you got a princess title. People were falling at your feet.
Tyler Perry was once the fairy godfather who opened his mansion's iron gates for Prince Harry and Meghan Markle. Today, he's the man holding 17 hours of recorded secrets that could dismantle the Sussex brand in a single upload. Last month, Perry's name exploded across headlines when a $260 million lawsuit painted him as Hollywood's newest villain. Overnight, Meghan's social feeds seemed to erase every trace of Uncle Tyler, and hashtag Where's Tyler began trending as fans noticed the disappearing act. Meanwhile, tabloids tracked Harry boarding a red-eye to London under an alias, reportedly to get ahead of whatever Perry might leak next. So what really happened inside that Beverly Hills fortress? Why did a friendship that once looked unbreakable mutate into open warfare? Tonight, we peel back the carefully curated curtain and walk you through every strategic move, every financial landmine, and every whispered betrayal.
People who come in your life sometimes to be there for a season. They weren't meant to be there always. Sometimes we find ourselves hooked up with people that we think are there for a lifetime, but they were only supposed to be there for.
All leading to the moment Harry fled California like a prince with no kingdom left to rule. In March 2020, as paparazzi drone cams hovered over Vancouver Island and palace aides stripped royal titles from letterheads, help arrived on a Gulfstream jet. Tyler Perry, Hollywood billionaire, studio boss, and longtime Oprah protege, told the Sussexes to pack light and follow him to Los Angeles. There, behind hedges taller than double-decker buses, Harry, Meghan, and little Archie lived rent-free for 5 months. Security was top tier, the wine cellar was full, and diapers were whisked in by a butler whose sole job was discretion. The Netflix cameras later recreated that arrival in soft focus. Meghan's voice cracked on cue, Harry's eyes glistened as he described feeling abandoned by family but rescued by a friend.
Meghan Markle recently said that you reached out to her and said, come, you can live in my home.
Stay in my house. Yeah, it was a very difficult time for them.
Viewers saw a wholesome sanctuary, but insiders swear each spontaneous couch chat was filmed, reset, and filmed again until the lighting hit a Disney level of glow. One former crew member says Meghan practiced her grateful half smile in a gilded hallway mirror before every take, determined to nail authentic humility. Perry, meanwhile, wasn't just providing a roof. He became godfather to Lilibet Diana, a relationship so revered in royal tradition that the title typically goes to blood relatives or lifelong confidants. Social feeds filled with heart emojis and headlines branded Perry the Sussex's guardian angel. But fairy tales rely on fragile magic. One clause in Perry's residency contract would quietly flip the script. Buried among the legalese about liability, property damage, and security clearances sat Clause 9B. In the event of public disavowal by either party, the non-breaching side may disclose context necessary to protect reputation. Translation: if Harry or Meghan ever ghosted their host, Perry could legally set the record straight.
And what I know about the two of them, and I wish the world knew how much they love each other. These two people love each other. They found each other out of all these odds against them finding each other, they found each other, and the love that they have is really, really moving. And I just wanted to do anything I could to support them.
Emails, videos, late night voice memos, the works. Entertainment attorneys say Perry's team inserts similar language whenever high-profile house guests move in. It's insurance against brand damage friendly fire. For 3 full years, the clause slept, forgotten, until June 18th, 2025, when actor Derek Dixon filed a $260 million suit accusing Perry of harassment on the set of The Oval. Allegations spread like wildfire. Public sentiment pivoted overnight. Suddenly, photos of Perry at Lilibet's christening vanished from the Sussex Instagram grid. Archived bios dropped his name. Fan pages asked why the children's godfather had been wiped from the royal adjacent narrative. And that, legal insiders say, triggered Clause 9B. Once Perry felt the digital door slam in his face, he reached for receipts. During those 5 months of house guests, he documented more than hospitality invoices. There were iPhone recordings of midnight strategy sessions, security camera footage of driveway pap chases, and body mic snippets Perry captured while playing ad hoc crisis coach.
And he helped them out with no fanfare, and that's what he does continuously. He regularly gives to charities, provides aid to disaster sites, buys groceries for families. Shoot, he even took the vaccine on TV to prove it was safe. He's a billionaire.
According to multiple YouTube commentators and later echoed by vocal media blogs, there are over 17 hours of raw conversations. One leaked 90-second clip hit TikTok first. Meghan's voice unmistakable, weighing how much selective sympathy a talk show audience could stomach. Harry lamenting Netflix executives who want the same trauma beats on loop. The clip detonated, spawning millions of stitches, duets, and hastily monetized reactions. Perry's camp issued no denial. Analysts called it a warning shot, a public reminder that the billionaire held bigger ammunition. Back channels buzzed with panic. If a single minute sounded this damning, what lay in the other 1,019? While Perry battled Dixon's claims in court, his lawyer labeled them fabricated, extortionate. Meghan's PR machine shifted into surgical overdrive. Social media managers archived posts, rewrote captions, and tweaked alt texts so search crawlers would forget the billionaire fairy godfather ever existed. Hashtag Where's Tyler climbed Twitter trends before breakfast.
Tyler Perry tonight facing a multi-million-dollar lawsuit by an actor who claims years of. The lawsuit, asking for $260 million, was filed by actor Derek Dixon, who was part of the BET series The Oval.
Screen grabs of the disappearing act circulated side by side with tabloid spreads from 2021 where Meghan called Perry family. Yet the vanishing act drew more attention. Reporters discovered that in several press kits, Perry's godparent status for Lilibet had been scrubbed between April and July 2025 revisions. Royal watchers flagged the edits. Mainstream outlets followed. When you edit the internet, joked one BBC host, the cache remembers. Just ask any teenager who's deleted a regrettable selfie. Perry, sources claim, felt the sting of erasure more than any lawsuit photocopy. Friends say he muttered, "I gave them a home," before instructing counsel to prepare disclosure packets, audio logs sorted, transcripts annotated with time codes, ready for drop release if damage control required escalation. Even before Dixon's lawsuit, Sussex finances were wobbling. The famous $100 million Netflix deal, never confirmed by Netflix itself, was quietly structured as up-to funding that covered production overhead, not pure salary.
Meet the truth. Truth? Meet Meghan Markle. I don't think you know each other. In fact, I fear that you're complete strangers.
Industry trackers now peg cash in hand at around $20 million across 4 years, with the contract expiring in September 2025 and renewal far from guaranteed. Their Spotify partnership fizzled after 1 season. The much-touted podcast with Lemonada Media was quietly pushed to late 2025. Meanwhile, Montecito burns money like a Victorian furnace. Property tax bills touch $288,000 annually. Top shelf 24/7 security costs, rumors at $2 million. One Montecito landscaper joked, the Roses alone have a higher monthly budget than most two-bed apartments. To plug leaks, the couple executed a staff purge in early July. 6 communications pros gone, including longtime UK liaison Charlie Gibson and US Deputy Press Secretary Kyle Boulia. Page 6 tallied a total of 25 departures since 2020. Cutting PR muscle might save 6 figures, but it shredded the very shield they'd used to manage crises. Investors noticed. One Hollywood backer reportedly yanked funds from a Netflix-adjacent project within hours of the Perry clip surfacing, telling colleagues, "I'm not walking into that crossfire." 48 hours after the TikTok leak, a Gulfstream registered to a London charter company touched down at LAX. Flight tracking hobbyists spotted passenger H. Sussex on the manifest, an alias Harry's security crews have used since 2019. Destination, RAF Northolt, west of London. Tabloids foamed over possible motives. Court dates, family peace talks, spin doctors, but royal courtiers whispered a simpler reason.
The Sussexes an ultimatum: make more content or don't get paid. The streaming service has told the couple they have to come up with another show if they want to receive $60 million in outstanding.
Harry needed distance from whatever Perry might release next. Back in California, Meghan stayed put, reportedly holed up with lawyers drafting cease and desist letters aimed at any unauthorized dissemination of private recordings. Tech lawyers say those letters hold little weight if Perry discloses under Clause 9b. The recordings became his story the moment the Sussex team digitally disavowed him. Sources close to Perry claim the 17 hours aren't a single bomb, they're a series. Think docu-serial. Each tape timed to eclipse the couple's next PR push. If Netflix renews a Sussex project, drop Chapter 2. If Archwell hosts a charity gala, release Chapter 3. Even the threat of that strategy is reputational kryptonite. Truce route. Silent negotiations. Private apology, mutual statement praising shared respect. Perry shelves the tapes. Sussex channels reinstate old gratitude posts. Everyone saves face, but the damage lingers in whispers. Legal war. Meghan's team sues to enjoin disclosure. Perry counters with Clause 9b. Discovery drags personal group chats, unpublished emails, and contract drafts into public record. Media feasts, brand value plummets. Exile 2.0.
They have huge financial problems. That they are eating into capital, and that they sort of, to an extent, been for much of their marriage eaten into some capital. And also he doesn't have.
With Hollywood doors closing, Harry and Meghan pivot back toward UK charity work, banking on royal family goodwill and historical nostalgia. British tabloids crow. Netflix quietly reallocates budgets to safer properties. Behind each scenario hover two immutable truths. Perry has the tapes, and the Sussex liquidity clock is ticking. Tonight's saga isn't just about who said what into a borrowed iPhone mic. It's a case study in modern celebrity physics. Reputations rise on narrative control and crash on the gravity of forgotten NDAs. Tyler Perry, a man who scripted his own rags to riches mythos, understands plot beats better than almost anyone alive. Whether he chooses reconciliation or revelations, he holds the pen that can redraw Harry and Meghan's future. So we'll leave you with three questions. Is Perry exposing manipulative friends or retaliating for being erased? Did Harry flee to London to negotiate royal rehabilitation or simply to hide until the storm passes? If 17 hours of candid footage really exist, should they ever see daylight, or is private betrayal still a line we shouldn't cross? Drop your thoughts below, hit like if you stayed until the end, and subscribe because the next leak might land before the Sussex's mortgage payment clears. And when it does, we'll be right here unpacking every whispered word.